going on, guys? This week's episode, little switch up. Jake and I are pretty busy, so we're a little behind on content, but we definitely wanted to get you guys this episode that Jake and I were guests on our boys' podcast, Avi, the 1% podcast. Give him a follow, subscribe, follow him on TikTok. Super cool dude. We had a great podcast. Avi interviewed us very well. You've probably seen these clips on TikTok. We've posted the clips before, but now we're going to post the entire full-length episode on our podcast for this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe, like, comment, do the thing. Appreciate you guys.
I have the Journey podcast with me today. Very dear friends of mine. Very people that I respect in the community, the podcast game. Just people I respect in general. I'll give you guys the floor. You know what you guys do.
Let's fucking go. We're in the building. What's up, baby?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Good to see you.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I don't know. It's funny because you were the first big guest on our podcast.
And you guys are big now.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it happens, you know what I mean?
I spoke to Jake about that earlier, like when we were walking in the city, and I was like, yo, it's kind of crazy that we, like when I first like reached out to you, because like we really didn't know each other, like when we first spoke. And, you know, when you were coming on, like, we were like, bro, like, he's fucking massive on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had, like, this whole, like, big plan of, like, getting you on. And it's just cool, like, now that we can, like, collaborate. And, like, we're both kind of doing the same thing. We kind of feed off each other, help each other out in any way. So it's definitely cool. It's a good relationship that we built.
I wanted to know, how are you guys? And not just the general, like, how are you? Like, actually, how are you guys actually doing?
You want to start or me?
Yeah, sure. Pretty fucking dangerous is how I feel. Yeah. I feel aggressive. I feel dangerous. I feel tenacious. I feel bulletproof. I feel like I would run through this fucking wall, and then if someone gave me a problem, I'd run through them. And I'm not even saying that just for the podcast. Like, I really feel I have a big chip on my shoulder. I was telling Zach this week, like, something in me fucking changed. You know, like there's been a lot of things aren't sitting right with me anymore. You know, things that used to sit right with me. I think it's because I'm home now. You know, obviously I was in Miami for the past year. And, you know, anytime I would come home, it would be like 4 days, 5 days, Christmas, Thanksgiving type of thing. But now that I'm home indefinitely, my lease ended, you know, full transparency, I'm sleeping on my mom's couch right now. And I just don't feel like the guy that sleeps on the fucking couch anymore, you know? When I look at my bank account, the number doesn't reflect the type of guy that I feel like I am. You know, when I look in the mirror, I see greatness, truthfully. And I feel like my life situation that I have, the car that I have to drive, the bank account that I have, the clothes that I have to put on don't reflect how I feel here. So been feeling big chip on our shoulder. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of fucking success. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of fucking you. I'm really, things are really good. And now I'm kind of at the place where I realize, bro, no one's coming to save us but us. I really realized that, like, and I think that that's been really important for me. Like, it's been a big part of my journey is I think I've relied on a lot of other people to come save the day or come give me the information, come give me the resources. But bro, the truth is like men are supposed to be resourceful. So like I'm not waiting around for money or guests or an opportunity or the fucking algorithm. Like I'm going out there and I'm getting it no matter what. So that's how I feel. How do you feel?
Yeah. Bro, this is honestly the best I've felt in a long time. Obviously I was pretty down a couple months ago. Everything financially, spiritually, mentally, with everything, you know, kind of went through a bad breakup. Basketball, which was my life, wasn't doing well. Podcast was kind of taking off, but like nothing like where we're at right now. And then going to Miami and seeing what life could be like and how much more there is in New York and Long Island and what I've only really known outside of like playing college basketball in other states. It's really like awakened me and kind of gave me a different perspective on life and the way I have to approach it. And now everything just seems so clear. This is the first time in my life where I've like really had like a clear vision on where I want to go and what I want to do. Like I did basketball for a while, but deep down I always had a feeling like all right, I'm not going to the NBA. Like maybe I go overseas and make a couple of bucks here and there, get into coaching, but that's another 20-year play. This is the first thing where I'm like, I mean, I started this 3 years ago. I think another 2 years, life is going to be completely different. So whenever I get down now, I just keep telling him, I'm like, yo, we're sitting on gold. Like, we got gold in our backyard. We just got to dig it up. You know, it might take a little while to dig it up to finally hit it, but it's there. And it's just up to us. So we've kind of taken control of our life. Most of the time, and not to speak for Jake, but I feel like most of the time, like in our life, we would always, like he said, like kind of like rely on other people. We were always waiting for something to just happen for us, for a door to open. Now we're just fucking breaking through the door. We're like, fuck it. JJ Redick was just outside. Looked to my left, and I fucking was like, JJ, give me 1 second. Nobody, right? To JJ Redick. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. I need to talk to you for 1 second. JJ Redick, fucking man enough. He gave me fucking 2 minutes of his time. So we're at the point now, closed mouths don't get fed, bro. We're like sharks in the waters, fucking smelling blood. So it's like any opportunity we have to take advantage of it, we're going to do that. And it feels good. Like I've never felt like this in my life, where I've just been so fucking determined to do something because I know the upside of what we're about to create.
What has cultivated that little chip on the shoulder? Is it just seeing rock bottom, knowing what it feels like to be there with your back against the wall and just kind of creating this space where it's like, well, it can't get any fucking worse? What has kind of really created that chip on the shoulder where it's like JJ Redick literally was right there and you approached him, no worry, no care, and you just did it? I kind of really want to know what has created that chip on the shoulder for you guys.
I mean, personally for me, I think it's just like getting more confident, right? Like the podcast, the TikTok, the just the entire platform, meeting new people, it's given me like a new confidence. Obviously what I dealt with a couple months ago, I had no choice but to be more confident and just say, like, and have that fuck it mentality, just kind of get cold. Like it's this or nothing, right? I spoke to you about that before. And also I think seeing people that are massively successful, speaking with them, being around them, knowing people that know them, and understanding that they're regular people too. They were once a regular person. Like they're no different than Jake and I. Like they're to me, they're no different. And I'm like, if they can do it, why can't I? Because everything I've ever put my mind to, I've accomplished, and I've succeeded in it at a high level. So, and I've done it in sports, I've done it with relationships, I've done it with family, I've done it with money. So it's like, why can't I do it in podcasting? So that's kind of where I'm at, where it's just like that fuck it mentality. I'm gonna go get what's mine, and that's how I feel. And I think every single person that is massively successful, from the Derek Jeters, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, the Tom Bradys, they don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. They have a goal in mind, and they're going to do whatever it takes, and whoever steps in front of them is getting the fuck out the way, because it's that goal. That's the only thing that matters. And if you want greatness, you got to study greatness. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, we're fucking obsessed. You know, we're obsessed, and it's an obsession. I think there's two parts to it. Part one is like, we know we deserve an amazing life, and like we really align with our purpose. We found our purpose. So it's, imagine how fucking great we feel. Imagine how much clarity you get. You know, like I it's almost hard for me to even listen to self-help anymore, because so much of self-help is like about trying to find your purpose. I found my purpose. Who do I listen to now? You know, what are the next steps that I have to take? And I think that's when life comes in and says, I'm the teacher now. Put the fucking book down. Because you have your purpose, and now, like, stop fucking worrying about that. Now just put the work in, right, which is where we're at. So I think that's part one of, I know what the fuck I have to do, you know, and I've been very blessed to have actionable steps. You know, I know you look at us and you were giving us flowers. I appreciate it, I respect and thank you. But like, I can't lie, like I didn't do a lot of this. Of course I played a role in it, but I'm saying there was a lot of things that were set the fuck up for us to do it this way. You see our production, like this, you know how fucking hard it is for shit to look and sound the way it is. You know how, you see my fucking co-host, you know how fucking hard it is to have the dynamic that we fucking have, you know? And so I have to like say thank you God so that's step one. Thank you God, because he lined up a lot of it for us now. But step 2 is I also have been playing a part in it myself. So is he. And so step 1 was the passion, right? Like now that I have my purpose, I know what to do. So it's very easy for me to work harder to have that chip. But step 2 is knowing that knowing how big I am almost.
Yeah.
I know how big I am now. I've been around enough people, enough celebrities. I was the videographer of a lot of people. I never felt like the videographer. Always felt like the talent. Not in an egoic way. Just in like, I was a good-looking Italian kid, charismatic from New York, fucking Division I athlete. And people are following around like this 5'2" fucking guy that like crack jokes on the internet, but when you fucking try to have a conversation with him in person, he can't even speak. So I'm not trying to be egoic or be an asshole, but I know what the fuck I am. So that's where I'm tired of people, and then people fucking gatekeep too. That we ran into that like crazy. You know how much fucking people said, hey, yeah, I'll do this for you. Yeah, I'll fucking answer your DM. Yeah, I'll come on the podcast. Yeah, I'll help you get guests on. And then when you hit them up, they're fucking absent. And it's like, how much more times, how much more fuel does God want us to fucking have? I think that's what it is. It's almost an everyday thing now, So, and it's good. I think that for anyone watching and hearing, that this is what I think Zach said it great is, you look at a lot of the greats and you realize they're obsessed, it's every single day that I go on that I'm not where I want to be, I'm further and further in in that chip on my shoulder, I guess. So that's the answer. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think you need to have that sort of that confidence. Obviously we talked a lot about manifestation, but between all of us, we talked about the alchemist and kind of like the omens and how they'll drop little things along the way. But I think it's a testament of how hard you guys actually work and how patient. I mean, the Journey podcast, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I think that within the name, I think it's just the practice of fucking patience. And I know obviously for you guys, it's been probably hard to come across people that are like, I'll have you on the pod, or they kind of in a way, as we would say, big broed, that they would big bro you.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, there's something about people that have yet to just go down. When somebody gets back up, or, you see those movies where it's a boxing movie and they get knocked down, but they just keep getting back up. They keep getting back up, and every time that they get knocked down, they learn just a little bit more lessons, and just a little bit more patient, and just a little bit more diligent in their process. And I think that with you guys, no matter how many fucking times you guys want to get knocked down, you guys will continuously get up.
I enjoy it now. I enjoy getting knocked down because, bro, like I'm so set in the belief that we're going to become massively successful. So I find an answer in every single thing. So like if we get knocked down, or if someone big boys us, someone doesn't answer us, I'm like, all right, what's the lesson in it? So I don't even view, and we've said this since the beginning of the podcast. You can go back 3 years ago. It's been the same fucking sentence, but like I don't view failure as failure anymore. But like now more, it's a crazy thing when your goals start becoming actualized, like when your goals start becoming a real physical thing, because it creates this momentum, and that's what you're hearing in my voice. That's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing it on the both of us, bro. You know how fucking confident he is now? It's insane.
I can see it. I can just feel it.
Right?
I can see it, feel it.
Yeah. Like
it's like an energetic thing.
Yeah, bro. Like it's so it's cool too, bro, because I'm kind of realizing that like on here, like it's almost like by the time anyone checks up on me, because I haven't seen you in so long,
yeah,
but it's like I feel in this moment, like since the last time I've seen you, bro, I fucking leveled up like crazy, So it's like by the time anyone checks up on me, like I'm up, I'm up, and it's beautiful to know I'm going to continue to stay up, because if I can, like, the only thing that stops me is myself, right? And right now I am at the lowest I've already been to the depths of my being, of my soul. I've had fucking terrible periods of my life, months of my life. So if I didn't quit then, when I was broke and when I was having panic attacks and I was going to the hospital and my back was broken and I didn't have any friends or really anyone there for me, right? If I didn't quit then, what makes, like, I'm not going to quit when I got money and I have resources to do things and we have one of the most successful podcasts in the world. I'm going to feel better and better and better. So it's my bad for cutting you off, but I just wanted to say, like,
you're good, bro.
just feels. It's almost like I'm like flexing how much harder I'm working than everyone else. Like, I don't give a shit. You can go to the club and flex your fucking money and flex fucking your fucking veneers and your Rolex watch. And it's like, bro, just know we're fucking coming. You know? So feels good.
I mean, I just personally relate a lot of the success to the impact that we're having.
Yeah.
Like, I get hundreds of messages a week saying how much we're changing people's lives, how much we're helping people, how much we're getting people out of bad situations. From when me and you did the first one, when I talked about my mom, you know, with the situation in school, you know how many messages I got from 13, 14-year-olds that just lost their mom? Like, every day, I'm still getting them. And then I tell them how I did it. I'm like, yo, you have a fucking guardian angel now. Now you have a why. Now you have someone always watching you. Now you have motivation to chase that thing that you wanted. Now you can have that I don't give a fuck mentality. I already went through the worst thing possible. What else is going to fucking faze me? So now I'm telling people that, and I think that's the coolest thing. It's like how you make people feel, the impact that you leave on people's lives. The money, the watches, the girls, the cars, all that shit is awesome, right? Like, and we'll all go through that phase, right? That's the arc of being that guy, right? You go through all of that, but then at the end of the day, what really matters is your family, your friendships, your relationships, how you make people feel, the impact that you left. When you leave a room, people be like, damn, like that was a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that guy. So you just want to be a likable person, and I think that's what this is doing for us. It's just making us likable people, because when we walk somewhere and we walk into a room, like, people feel our presence now. And it's not like a fuck you presence. It's just like, yo, like, who like, people ask, like, who are these guys? And right now, I mean, outside of TikTok, we're nobodies. Honestly, like, in the grand scheme of things, we are nobodies to the average eye, right? Looking like we're not a familiar face where, like, I look to my left, I saw JJ Redick. Okay, that's JJ Redick. Not that, but you can feel an energy. We're vibrational creatures, right? We can feel frequencies. So, like, anywhere we go now, heads turn and they just look. These guys have to be somebody. And now, for us to start to have that feeling, we only can imagine, like, where it goes. Because now, you and I talked about it, like, the 6 things. I think the only thing Jake and I lack right now is the credibility from society. So from the social media, like, the credibility, right? When you have the blue check, when you have the followers, that's the only thing we're missing right now. That's the only thing that separates us from the Logan Pauls, the Steve Will Do It's, the Nelk Boys. It's the only thing that separates us from, like, these big time influencers, right? Is just the credibility. And it just takes time to get the credibility. We're seriously 4 months in this game. We spoke to a bunch of our rich people, right? Our clients, multimillionaires, 9 figures, 8 figures. They said take 4 to 5 years, and you should get rich. 4 to 5 years it takes to really get rich. We're 4 months in, so we only can look we just look at the future of, like, a year or 2 from now, and it's just like, fucking, bro, we start, like, salivating because it's like it already happened, but time didn't catch up yet.
Yeah.
To anybody that's listening that may want to feel that presence, that, you know, when you step in a room and you can just feel the aura, oh, these guys are somebody. To somebody listening, what would you advise for them to do?
Become that person? To, like, become the person that, like, has that aura, you're saying?
Yeah.
I would say you have to get really good at something. You have to become an expert at something where you don't need to know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be an expert in all these fields and be this, like, life guru, right? Like, find a niche that you are passionate about and fucking win at it. Be a winner at something. Winning is what creates confidence. Everything in life are like, these are all these, like, little micro wins that pile up. And what does that do? It makes you feel better inside. So there's a lot of people, I think, like celebrities, that they may look like they have that, but they really aren't when they get alone, because they don't like themselves. Why? Because they're inauthentic. That's the main thing. When you're your authentic self and you can be successful being authentic, that's what separates you from the pack. There's a lot of Joe Schmoes out here that fake it on the internet, and then when you meet them in person, they're an asshole, or they can't speak to people. It's because they're inauthentic. They're not being themselves of what they're portraying on the internet. Us, we're authentic. Everything we do, what you see is what you get. And you can't fake that. You can never fake being authentic and being your original self. That's what separates you from people. That's why the people that are the best of the best in all these fields, right, especially in the podcast field, they're themselves. Aiden Ross was always himself. He's the biggest streamer on the planet. Just signed $75 million deal. 2 years, 150 mil. Kai Cenat is himself. Logan Paul has been himself. That it's hurt him at times, right? He got canceled fucking twice. But what'd he do? He bounced back because he's just always himself. So that's what I would say. Be your fucking self. And when you're yourself, you're going to be confident in what you do because you love what you do.
It's really hard to give advice on that. I think Zach said it I think Zach said it amazing. It's really hard for me to give advice on that because, like, bro, I'm not a fucking life coach yet, We will be one day, and like I love giving people advice and this and that, but it's like realistically your life experience is your greatest teacher. So it's almost hard to, because again, bro, when I look at my life and like it's very hard to be this guy. There's very few guys like that. So it's not like this. I don't think it's this fucking thing you write on a Post-it note. I want to have this fucking aura. I want to have this fucking essence. Like if you're fucking worried about having this aura, you're having this essence, you're not going to fucking have it. I'm not thinking about being this guy. I'm just fucking, I'm very blessed to have the life experience, and a lot of it came from the suffering. I think that's what creates that fucking aura is I was more willing to suffer when other people weren't, so I think that's why people can feel the passion and can feel the energy. It's because like, bro, I'm not speaking out of a fucking book, and but so like one of my goals one day is to like eventually become a life coach and like have more answers for people, but it's still, I'm not in this, I don't podcast to, like, my intention, bro, of podcasting, I know this might sound bad, but like my intention of podcasting, bro, isn't to like change the world. I'm not trying to change the world. My intention behind podcasting, it's like more like a therapy session for me. It's like my opportunity to get on camera and speak about how I really feel about things. And I'm just documenting a conversation with my boy, and it's going massively viral, and that's why we keep doing it. And but I would feel like a hypocrite if I was giving people crazy advice, crazy game all the time, because mentally I'm not where the fuck I want to be at all. On paper, I'm crushing, but mentally, I'd probably say I'm some of the worst I've been. Now, the reason why I'm not sitting in a corner in fetal position right now is because I've gotten okay with being in a bad position mentally. It's not such a big deal to me anymore. And I think that obviously I was blessed there to like go through the experiences that I've been through. But I would like to give people advice more. I would be more willing to give more people advice when I feel great myself. But I can't teach someone how to get the aura, because that's a fucking hard thing. I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I could single out for that. But I certainly can help someone change their current situation, because that's fucking easy. I think that the best way to do that is just to tap in to all of the spiritual stuff. We did a podcast like, I don't know, 10 episodes ago where Zach was like, yeah, bro, you really weren't on. You just kept saying you got to tap in, because that's where I was at. Like, I was like, bro, I think the only way to become successful is you have to strip yourself naked and be willing to like stand before God and say like, I need fucking help. Give me a book to read. Give me a fucking meditation to do. Give me a person to talk to. It's like the only way, in my opinion, to become massively successful is like you have to like have nothing and turn to God. And then once you do that, he writes your plan for you. And that's what happened with us.
I kind of want to talk about that. That you're not where you want to be mentally, and you kind of accepted that. What has been the radical acceptance within feeling like that, feeling maybe not your best mentally?
When you say so, what exactly do you mean by radical acceptance?
I guess accepting that maybe you can't change that, can't change how you feel mentally, or maybe you can change how you feel mentally.
Yeah, I just don't, bro, because my thoughts don't fucking steer the ship. My thoughts aren't in control of the fucking car. And I understand that a lot of the life experiences that I've had to endure on this path have, like, let's call it what it is. Does money buy happiness? No, but it would make me way less fucking stressed out. So like part of the reason why I don't like where I'm at is because of my life situation. Because I don't have the time that I want to have, because I don't get to have the experiences in life that I want to have, because I can't go on a fucking spiritual retreat. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but like I'm just saying that I know for me, I'm okay with like not being the greatest mentally, because I know one day like I do everything in my life the same way with like extreme and maximum intensity, and like I know one day I'll go to a fucking Buddhist monastery in Japan for a year and dial that in. Like one of my goals is to get enlightened, or get, maybe not enlightened, but get close to it, because like, so I would say like if I don't feel so great today, we're still rocking and fucking rolling. So it's like I've done enough spiritual work to understand like if I don't feel so great mentally, who gives a fuck? I'm still gonna get it in, and that's kind of why I radically accept it.
What do you think is so dynamic about the way you guys podcast, the way you guys communicate? Because I think there is definitely a dynamic in just how you guys present ideas, because you guys are very different in the way that you guys podcast, or just in general. And I feel like it takes,
great question, by the way.
It takes extreme chemistry to be able to podcast together, because it's just, you can be similar, but the similarities may differ in a way. So I kind of want to know what is the dynamic between you two that you guys believe is so special?
I think it really comes down to us being so different and so opposite. Opposites attract, right? Like Jake is outgoing, charismatic, loud, walks in a room, lets everyone know he's there. He has the line in his hair, he has the dangly earring, right? He has the tattoos. He's the New York Italian kid. Myself, on the other hand, I'm more reserved. I'm more laid back. I more kind of read the room when I walk into a room. I see energy, right? I'm looking. I'm always like very aware, right? I think that works because now we take that to the podcast. Jake can have these crazy radical points and these outlandish things, right?
Gotta reel me in like a dog.
And
Reel me in.
And then I'm always like thinking like, all right, how can I keep the podcast going? How can I facilitate this a little more? Because I've always been a really good listener, and people always feel super comfortable telling me very personal stuff all the time. I can meet a person 2-3 days, they're telling me like the deepest, darkest shit they've ever fucking went through, and I'm almost kind of like flattered by that sometimes. Like, damn, like I make people feel like really comfortable a lot. Like once people get to know me, because if you just looked at me, you never got to speak to me. A lot of people probably look at me like I'm an asshole. It's just because I don't speak unless spoken to for the most part, unless it's fucking, I know I keep saying, unless it's fucking JJ Redick. But for the most part, like when I'm at the gym, right? Like Jake says hello to everyone. I got to tell him like, yo, come on, man. Like we're trying to do a workout. He's talking to this guy, talking to this guy, I'm talking to this girl, and I'm like, yo, like what, like to me, like people have to earn my, like me speaking to them, like, and not in an egoic way, but just a way of like, bro, your time is valuable. I don't have an hour to speak to someone that you're not helping me, I'm not helping you, we're just fucking chit-chatting. I can't do that. I get like fucking anxious because I'm like, yo, I got to do this. I'm always thinking like that. But I think Jake and I's dynamic, and bro, not everyone's blessed enough to have a friend from 8 years old that went completely two separate ways and then rekindled because of a podcast. It just happened so organically and so effortlessly. It just works. And then we obviously like yeah, is there differences? Do we butt heads a lot? Yeah, but not in like a masculine way where we're like, fuck you, bro. Like we just see things differently sometimes. We look at women very differently, and we disagree about that a lot. We disagree about money sometimes, but like we respect each other so much where like it ends up just being like a joke at the end, and then I see where he's coming from, he sees where I'm coming from. So I guess that's what like that's how I would break it down. It's just happened so organically where like we didn't force it, you know? I think if you have two people that are too reserved, it's not gonna be good because nobody's gonna fucking listen. If you have two people like that, it might be fucking frightening, right? It might be a little like, whoa, taken back. So I just think we kind of, bro, we just fell right into a perfect fucking situation.
It's a weird thing how it happened. It really is, you know. Bro, I was doing crazy shit, bro, the past 2 years. You know, I'm fucking in Miami, I'm filming, I'm starting podcasts, I'm working with crypto companies, I'm working with cannabis companies, I'm fucking trying to get, you know, like, bro, I'm doing all this shit. Like, in the entire time I was doing that, like, I would come home, do the podcast with him on the side. He just said in the car, he's like, bro, fucking 4 months ago, you're going to start your own fucking podcast. I was literally like, fucking crazy story, and I'll fucking say it, because why not? Like, I think it's important for the fucking listener. You know who Charlie Rocket is? So, I'm going to butcher this, but here we go. Anyway, if I start fucking up, just butt in. Yeah. Anyway, so basically, you know, for the listener, Charlie Rocket was a manager of the time of this big rap music group in Atlanta. And one day, their sound engineer got sick or something, didn't show up. So Charlie goes outside, hands on the head. I need a fucking producer. I need a sound engineer. Lo and behold, here's this fucking homeless guy that's right there, right? And he's like, hey, I'm a sound engineer. Charlie's like, what do you mean you sound engineer? You're fucking homeless, you know? And he's like, nah, but I went to school for it. Like, I'm just down on my luck right now. Like, you know, I could do this shit. So he comes in the studio. He's like, I'll give you, let's see what you got. Comes in the studio. First beat he makes, right? Bring it back. Or like, was it?
Make It Rain.
Yeah.
Travis Porter.
Make it rain, bitch. Make it rain, bitch. Wow. Right? First, and like, the whole point of this fucking story is that so much of us look for the fucking mountains for people to put us on, right? If I'm in the rap game, I need Drake to come in and save my fucking day. I was the same way, bro. I was like, I want to be an influencer, so like, I got to be around Jake Paul, I got to be around this person, that person, and it's like, bro, the most valuable resource to me in my life was fucking him. It was right in front of me. So it's like, for everyone in their daily lives, it's like, bro, pay attention to the people around you. Those are the people that are going to help you come up. Not someone at the top. Someone at the top doesn't fucking need you. You can't offer them anything. So stop asking them for help and asking them for advice. And like, who do you have around you that you have a good relationship with? That y'all can rock together and believe in something intensely together, you know? And that's what happened with us.
Yeah, I was speaking to my boy KJ the other day, just like me and him, you know, talk probably like once a month, just catch up, and he was like, yo, it seems like once you put your full trust in Jake, your guy's whole life changed. And that's what it was. I just believed in this kid, and like, you know how many fucking people stopped believing in him and gave up on him because of how sporadic he was and how much he jumped around and how much he said he was going to be rich here and do this and do that. And then when it didn't happen, people was like, he's just fucking talking. Yeah. And I would always sit there and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, yo, like this guy's fucking superstar. I'd be an idiot, you know, to fucking not do something serious with him. No, for real. Like, yeah. And like, I'm not saying like I'm using this kid. Yeah. Like, of course not. But it's like, bro, like that's what you have to do. You have to understand talent. Like when you see talent, you got to understand that. That's why we look at people and when we meet them, we're like, yo, aren't you supposed to be the fucking guy that sees the talent? Aren't you supposed to be the guy that recognizes the next up-and-coming star? Like John Shahidi, like he was Justin Bieber's manager. And what'd they do? Bro, they recognized Nelk, you know? While Nelk was up-and-coming in YouTube. Like, I think John Shahidi is as good as that. Fucking crazy thing, we have the connection with John Shahidi, so we're waiting for him to fucking see the talent. So it's like that see the people like in your like immediate circle. Like I told Jake, and that's the other thing. So like these people at the top, right? Like the people that we're looking up to in the mountains, right? And we think that we need them to succeed. We have to understand like their circles are not that hard to infiltrate. they have a small circle, right? There's a small circle, like at the top, like everyone's connected. There's a huge network. That second layer, that outside circle, bro, like those doors there's open doors all around that circle with people that can just fucking walk you right into the door. You don't know how close you are to fucking meeting someone. Yeah. You really don't. So that's why you need to build strong relationships with the people around you, so you have a strong foundation, you have a strong team. So when that door opens, you're not going in by yourself. You're going in with an army. You're going in with your brother that you trust, and you know if I'm fucking up, he has my back. If he's fucking up, I have his back. All right, we're in that together. Two minds together, bro, you could take over the world. People try to do shit by themselves all the time. Oh, I need 100% profit. I need to make all. Bro, you'll never make it trying to do shit on your own. You build out a team and everyone plays their role and is an expert in their part. You build an empire. And what does an empire do? You'll 100x what you would have done by yourself. Yeah. So bro, just trust someone. Like find someone you love, find a brother, and I think that's why I'm like a huge believer in Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, outside of the whole scandal, whatever, but just them as men in general. All right, little technical difficulties, but hi, brother. I was talking about Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, why I respect them so much, and what I think separated them from the pack, at least as a man, with getting money and just being fucking influential. And it's because they live together and they push each other every single day. Jake and I spent 8 days together, and we fucking felt like we took over the world. And we're like, yo, imagine we did this 6 months to a year. Imagine how much we would get done. Imagine how much we would accomplish. So that's what they did. It's like when I see him doing push-ups, I want to get down and do push-ups too. When I see him at the weight room, put up 225, fuck it, I'm going to try to do that too. So it's like, it's always this thing. It's not a pissing contest. It's more of a like pushing each other contest, where it's like, he's reading it today. All right, I got to read too. You know, or vice versa. If I'm doing something, if I ate a good meal, all right, I got to make a good meal too. Little things like that, you don't understand how far they can take you, and that's why what I've realized now. I mean, I was in a relationship with two separate relationships for the 5 first years of my 20s, 20 to 22, and then 22 to 25, and how much did I grow in those 5 years? I don't know. How much did I grow in these last 4 months being by myself? 50x from what I was. Seriously.
No pun intended.
Yeah, and it's like, why even do that to myself when the women will come? I could just surround myself with my fucking guy. We level up tremendously every single day, every week, every month, and then the women just flock to you. If you are a guy that you're chasing women all the time, you're trying to get the girls, you're sliding in DMs all the time, and you don't have money, you don't have your own spot, you don't got a car, whatever it may be, bro, the girl don't want you. She doesn't want you. She wants a man that's ready. So I would say my advice for young men, anyone watching this, it's like, yo, if you trust your brother and you guys both enjoy something that you can collaborate on, I would go move in with that guy before you go move in with a female. I would pursue chasing something with another man, because the woman will come once you are successful in whatever you're chasing.
Especially if you're not in that position, you know? Bro, this might sound fucked up, but like, odds are, if you're not where you want to be in life, you're not going to attract the girl that you would want to attract anyway. So what, are you going to waste your time and go to the fucking bar to get, $3 bar in your hometown to sleep with a girl that like slept with the entire high school football team back in the day? That's what you want to do? You're going to move in with her? You're moving with your boys. Become a fucking savage, like he said.
Yeah. Even though I'm not around you guys, obviously, Matt told you before, but as, man to man, as men to men, you guys have pushed me to greater heights. And it's just, I can't explain it. It's like the push-up analogy, I would see you guys, get amazing fucking guests, and it's like, it was inspiring to me to be around people that just want greatness, and obviously we're in the same field, but I don't see it as competition. I see it as you pushing me to become better, to become 1% better, to hold myself to a higher degree, to higher accountability. So man to man, I want to be able to say thank you guys, because it's just not even for the camera, because we talked about this before the camera even started rolling. You guys have inspired me. You guys have there's a certain light, you know, that you guys bring to just my life and obviously with other people's lives. But I really wanted to give you guys your flowers. Obviously we don't talk a lot, but I really wanted to give you guys your flowers and just show my gratitude and appreciation for you guys, for real.
Thank you, bro. That, yeah, thank you, bro. Means a lot. Means a lot, bro. And now I'm excited, bro. I think I want you to just, I think I sense it in you, bro, that like sometimes maybe you get like paralysis by analysis, like you overanalyze things and like then you don't even do anything, you know, or like maybe sometimes like you maybe focus on the, you know, just focus on the wrong shit, you know. Like I would say to you, like, bro, like, because I have him, like sometimes I can slack. Because you're Dolo, you can't. Yeah. Like you have to go like 7 times as hard. And like maybe like I would say for you, use that as like armor and say, all right, like I'm alone. So what the fuck am I gonna do scrolling Netflix right now? What the fuck am I gonna do being on my phone right now? I'm alone. I'm behind right now. I got to make some shit out of my fucking life, you know? So when you don't feel like doing the things you got to do, that voice has got to fucking come in. And, you know, hopefully the reality of it is like, bro, it has to. It has to. Because you want more out of your life. So that voice it'll come in here and there, but, you know, it'll look real different in 5 years if you don't do the things you're supposed to. That voice that was like, come on, man, get out of bed. It'll turn into, damn, you should have got out of bed 5 years ago, you lazy piece of shit. Now I'll give you nothing in life. You will get nothing, you know? So I think for you and for us, you know, it's like, hey, like, we're young enough, bro. You know, you could be, there's been people, bro, in terrible situations, you know, very hard situations that have raised themselves out of where they were at. And when I think about my life on paper, yeah, some shit that's fucking wrong. When you think about your life on paper, yeah, some shit that's fucking wrong. But how much worse could it be? And if someone found their way out of that situation, of a worse situation, why can't you?
Yeah. It's a bar. I appreciate that. That definitely hit home.
Yeah.
So
let's fucking go.
It's definitely a gem. Within this journey to success, has there been any regrets? Anything that comes to mind that says, you know what, maybe I should have?
Nah. I'd be stupid to regret anything, because I wouldn't be here if I would have changed anything. Butterfly effect, right? Smallest little differences. Jake's back doesn't get hurt. I stay at my JUCO 2 years instead of 1. I don't roll an ankle at LA Fitness when I came home on spring break. Jake fucking worked out a little bit more on his athleticism and his quickness rather than being strong. Like the smallest little things were not here right now. Right? Jake played Division I. I go Division I basketball. We never rekindled the friendship. I never get hurt to start the podcast, to lay in bed and be bored. So I start watching podcasts that I watched on his story after we didn't speak for 4 years. So no, I don't regret anything, because all of this shit, bro, this shit was written. This shit has been planned out like way before that the thought even fucking sparked in my mind. So no, I think it's silly to regret. It's stupid to regret anything, because at one point in time in your life, that was everything you ever wanted. So for you to have regret for something, think back to where you were at that point in time. At that point in time, that was the only thing you wanted. So you can't have regret. That's very stupid. It's silly.
This guy, right? Isn't he fucking good? He's fucking good, man. He stuns me now, bro. I'm like, damn, he said it. The fuck am I gonna say now? You know what I'm saying?
It's locked in.
Yo, so I have to like get loud. I'm loud now. I'm gonna say the same thing but louder now.
He's dialed. The guy's dialed in.
The guy's fucking dialed, bro. No, Yeah, man. I mean, that's it. That's Zach said it. Yeah, well, don't regret a thing. I mean, I could have been Jake Paul's videographer. That would have been pretty cool. But I said no. If I did that, then we don't do this. So I'll go into the same spiel. So no, I'm all good on regrets.
Because and then I'll finish off because it's like we're creating the life that we want to live. If we would have made any other decisions, we would not be living this life. We literally get to wake up and create every day. Bro, we have an open book and we're fucking writing the pages the entire time. So like that, I think that's the coolest thing. We watched that video the other day. It was the coolest shit. Whereas like you die, right? You get to heaven, you get handed 2 books. One book, you're top of your class in high school, you graduate, you go to college, you marry your high school sweetheart, you guys have 2 kids, you retire at 60 and you die at 72. It's an average life. Nothing happened, right? It was a pretty boring book if you read it from start to finish. Then God hands you a second book and you fucking drop out of college, you do a business startup, it fails fucking crazy, you lose all your money, you're in a relationship for 4 years, the girl breaks your heart, you fucking have nothing, you hit rock bottom, then you go back to the thing that you started, then you meet a friend that you had and you guys collaborate together, then you meet a new girl, and then you start this business, and then you're making all this money and you create your own life, right? And then you die at the same age. What book was better? The book where there was trials and tribulations, you fucking got knocked down, you fell flat on your face, then you came up and you met a girl and she broke your... That's fun, right? So like we're in it right now. We're writing that book. Think about the story. Like if we documented this whole thing, bro, when we're 40 years old, we would have had a wild fucking documentary. Like this would have been Kanye-esque documentary for the shit that we've been through. We don't even speak about half the shit that we've like actually went through. We probably forget about it. We forget almost where we came from and where we really started. So I think that's really like the main thing with that, bro. It's create your own story.
To play devil's advocate, do you think that within this journey that you guys are writing,
mm-hmm.
those experiences, the people, the relationships that could be cultivated within that time, do you think that by pushing those away, by neglecting it, do you think that when you get to that certain point, because you hear all the time, you hear people saying, oh yeah, I'm at the top, but it's lonely, I didn't bring nobody with me. And it goes into that point of doing it solo or doing it not with other people. Obviously, you have Jake, you have your family and stuff like that. But do you think that rejecting all of those things, rejecting all of those experiences, the relationships, the potential friendships, do you think that when you get there, it could be a little bit of lonely-esque?
No.
Building. Yeah, because like this is shit that's been pissing me off. No, because people didn't believe in me. People didn't believe in us. The people have been seeing what we've been doing for fucking years now. No, you don't get the luxury of being with us at the top. You didn't believe with me when I had nothing. You didn't believe in me. You didn't fucking support me. All that shit is fake love. And now that people see that we're starting to do stuff, people are coming out from the fucking neck of the woods showing love, right? Like, oh, I see what you guys are doing. I appreciate it, but where were you when I had 14 views, right? Where were you when I had one camera and fucking $30 mics and we weren't interviewing the biggest watch dealer in the world? No, the people at the top, right? Like they're lonely maybe because they didn't ever have anyone, right? Or they got put in a situation that it made them excel to those heights, right? Like it was almost like handed to them. A lot of these people at the top, like people forget, like there is a fair share of people that really grinded and right got it out the mud and started from the bottom, but there is a fair share of these people that have been given the golden ticket, right? And they have this major head start than the rest of the competition. So like don't get, you know what I'm saying? So like that's why they're lonely, because they just kind of like, right? They went like this, like straight to the top. And then there's the other people that have the slow trajectory, right? This like long fucking game. So I think during that long game, you build the right connections and you are around the right people. You naturally attract the right people into your life. So yeah, I don't regret anything because, bro, at one point that person was in your life for a reason. I've said it before, like friendships are like seasons, right? Like Friendships play a season in your life. Once that season's over, they either jump to the next season or the season ends. And they move on, and you move on. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be a fallout, but it is what it is. It's life.
Yeah, also as far as like losing people or holding on to people, it's like, yo, what are the fucking odds your people are from your hometown? You know how fucking big the world is? You know about Japan and fucking Asia and Singapore and the Netherlands? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, there's so much fucking places out there, but there's so much different cultures, food you can try, and activities you can do, and languages you can speak. Like, why the fuck like, when you're stressed about losing someone, it's like, bro, what makes you think that that's your only tribe? Those aren't the only people that exist. The reason why I'm fucking thrilled with becoming successful is because, bro, the people that are like me are all the other motherfuckers that are grinding right now becoming successful. Right? Mm-hmm. Fucking camera died. They're not like the people that I want to be around, I don't even have access to right now. You know, it's like the people that I want to be around are building companies, are working on their fucking trauma, are fucking meditating, are fucking, winning Grammys, winning Oscars, or starting foundations, are, have traveled 50 plus countries, seasoned, like I want to be around people that are really doing shit in life. So maybe some people, and I understand, maybe that's a big goal. Maybe some people don't want to do all the things that I want to do. But I think deep down they're fucking lying to themselves. Because I think you get one shot at this fucking life. And you know how fucking lucky we are? There was some stat I saw Gary Vee say it about the probability of being a human being. It's like 1 in fucking 100 million is the probability of being a human being. So I think when people say, yeah, I'm cool with the hometown, I don't really got to do all that. I don't got to, be all these countries, this and that. I think you're fucking lying. You get one life. You get one fucking life. And if I get one life, I want to live the best fucking life that my mind can conceive of. So if I've lost someone or someone didn't want to be with me or this or that, I don't, fuck them. Respectfully, fuck them. But they would have been a lot, also that's the other thing, is like, bro, like people would have been a lot better off with me than without me. I'm not saying I'm here to save someone's fucking day, but you know what? I could have.
This is fucking clickbait, but Gary fucking V. Simon Sinek, I'm having you on this goddamn podcast.
There you go. Cut.